I'm Owen Bigland. This is the Inside Edge video blog. Okay, a follow-up to a couple of the blogs I've been doing, on the state of pre-sale right now, and how you guys know I haven't been big on it for a decade or more. It can make sense in a few certain circumstances, what I call special circumstance, but for the most part, you'd be far better off buying tangible product. Better value, better location, better price, better everything. But I had a couple of guys, two guys have commented on this over the last year or so, and I never address it back in the comment section because it's just dumb. But I just want to point out, I don't know if this guy just bought, or obviously maybe he is a big buyer of pre-sale and thinks they're good. I don't know, and I'm criticizing him, criticizing pre-sale. But I've had people say this. They say, "Oh, you don't like pre-sale because they don't pay as much commission on pre-sale. So you're one of those realtors that only thinks of himself, no fiduciary duty, and only goes after units that are paying more commission, which is the tangible market." And that could not be further from the truth. I don't know if this guy really believes that. If he does, I'm going to set the record straight for him, just so you guys know, and I know most of my viewers know this. The commission and the workload that you've got to do to sell pre-sale is like shooting fish in a barrel. It is far more than doing the work and trying to find, offer, and negotiate on a tangible unit, especially these days. Most of these developers now, and for quite some time, have been offering pretty good commission bonuses. First off, they generally always pay standard commission. It's usually 3% or so on the first 100,000 and maybe 1% on the balance, give or take a little bit here and there. But of course, now they're offering $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 realtor bonuses. The other thing is that a lot of these developers and marketing companies have these kind of buyers clubs where realtors can join, and if you sell 2 homes, you get an extra bonus on top of that. If you sell 3 to 5 homes in that development, you get an extra $20,000 bonus, or a trip to Hawaii, or a Gucci gift card worth $2,000, or whatever. So the commission structure generally is quite a bit is higher selling pre-sale. But the big thing for pre-sale is again, it's like shooting fish in a barrel. There's no work to it. So it's easy money for the most part. You walk into the display center, you look at the floor plans, you look at the color schemes, look at the rendering of the tower, you sign a contract. There's no real negotiating going on. They give you a developer's disclosure statement that you can go home and read. After 7 days, if you don't rescind the contract, you now have a firm deal, and that's it. The realtor gets paid. Some of the time he gets paid a bit of commission now on the firm deal, but the rest of it generally comes 2, 3, 4 years later on completion. But it's money in the bank. Total workload, I don't know, a couple of hours at the display center, and then maybe if they're doing their job, spending 2 or 3 hours reviewing that developer's disclosure statement, and then reviewing it with your client, all the important points in that, like the outside dates and the deposit structure, some of the clauses in there about not being able to assign it, assignment fees. Those are all important things that hopefully that realtor is reading and then reviewing with their client before that rescission period ends. I don't know whether they do that or not. But total work time, I don't know, 5 hours. Now you compare that to what I do and what my team does, which is selling tangible product, because again, it's a far better value in just about every way. But it's also a lot more work. You're searching the MLS, you're looking for listings, you're then booking showings to look at those homes. You may look at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 homes, I don't know, before you find one you like. You then write an offer on it. You're going to go back and forth multiple times negotiating that offer. Let's say you get an accepted offer. Now you're going to read all the strata docs, 2 years worth of strata docs, the depreciation report, which might be 200 pages. You're going to book a home inspection, and I attend all my home inspections from beginning to end, which could be anywhere from 2 to 4 hours. And then if everything checks out, you will remove subjects. Far more work, probably 5-fold to what it is in time compared to shooting fish in a barrel and going down to a display center. So keep that in mind, guys. I don't think I had to explain that to most of my viewers, but I think every now and again there is the odd weird duck out there that somehow thinks that commission is less on pre-sale. Yikes if that's you. And it's, again, the big thing is the workload. fivefold for buying a tangible home. But of course, it's worth the workload. You're getting far better value finding and buying and negotiating a 1 or 2 or 3 or 10-year-old condo. Final thing here, I'm still getting inundated quickly with lots of buyer incentives here on pre-sale. You know, I won't give you the names of these. I'm getting 8 of these, 10 of these every single week. Unsolicited. It's spam because I'm a licensed realtor in the Vancouver board. So these developers and the marketing companies just pump these things into me nonstop. But you know, these are now they're, you know, a lot of them are reducing their deposit amounts. But of course, these have already, they're trying to unload their, you know, last 20 or 30 remaining units. So the development is already under construction. These are their holdback units. So now they're offering 5% down. Well, this particular project completes in the summer, early summer, June 2026. So 5% down, hey, it helps, but you know, it's going to be complete in 8 months anyway, so no big deal. $10,000 buyer credit on the 1 bedrooms, $20,000 on the 2, $30,000 on the 3. Well, okay, great, but I had a, you know, I know that area and what's out there with those prices, even with those discounts, the GST and all the other stuff, you're better off buying tangible product. It's not even close. So, you know, be careful with these guys. I still wouldn't buy. Maybe one day it might get to a point where, and I'll let you guys know on my blog here, if there's some pre-sale deals that are too good to be true or too good to turn up, and they're giving some incredible incentives, and I somehow think that, you know, that particular strata, where it's located, the construction, the developer, and the price they're selling at per square foot makes sense. In other words, it's less expensive than a unit that we could buy in the tangible market. I'll let you know as soon as I find one. We might, you never know, as things move into the winter here in next year, these developers are going to get more and more desperate with their incentives. And I'll definitely keep an eye on it. And if I see something, I will let you guys know. But for right now, it's tangible product all day, all the time. Better product, better value, better locations, way less risk. I'm Owen Bigland. Thanks for watching. Thanks to all my new subscribers. I'll see you guys next week.